the Lakers season's officially over. It is not mathematically over, but it is pretty much over. They lost to the Suns, and that was bad. And they had to beat the Clippers. They did not beat the Clippers. They're playing without Ingram, without Ball. They lost Kyle Kuzma during the game. LeBron, he played. He seemed a little frustrated at times, as he has, seemed a little disinterested. We always say that success is a function of realistic expectations. So how much of a disappointment is this Laker team not making the playoffs?
It's a huge disappointment. Obviously, LeBron James' legacy has been cemented based on all of the amazing things he's accomplished. But the one thing about Laker fans, you know what they hate more than anything, because you and I both live out there. People that they feel are transplants that come to Los Angeles for Hollywood, not necessarily to get the job done. They want to see a championship. They don't care about the two in Miami. They don't care about the one with the Cavs. And what's going to happen, and this is unfortunate for LeBron because it's actually unfair. There are 24 hours in a day, and basketball doesn't have to consume you the entire time.
No, it shouldn't. It's unhealthy.
But when you're a mogul like he is, and you're a producer, you're an A&R, you're an actor, people are going to say he's more worried about doing that than helping the Lakers win the championship.
This has been the narrative the whole time, ever since he decided to go there. People are like, oh, he's going there for the entertainment industry. Like, I just don't buy into that at all. I think he's going there because he wants to live in Los Angeles, but not necessarily because he wants to go Hollywood. And that wasn't, and the fact that they're this bad, it didn't have anything to do with his off-the-court interest.
But when you're not meeting your expectations, now people start to reach for reasons.
You're fair. Yes, exactly.
And so, ultimately, coming into this year, LeBron James was the best player in the game. In the NBA, that guy normally is able to carry his team to the playoffs.
I can't think of many times that they didn't.
Okay, so when you look at the fork in the road that is their roster that we talk so much about, multiple vets on one-year deals, multiple rookies on their first contract. The only identity that the Lakers have in a uniform is LeBron, because he's the only one that knows he's going to be back. Luke Walton won't even be back. He'll probably be coaching UCLA. So the level of investment isn't there. And also, for the people that always say, well, they were fourth place before LeBron got hurt. They're 21-24 when he does play. They're just not a good squad. They're not going to make the playoffs. And for people that follow this program, it's broken news.
So one thing that's surprising about this is they're not just not going to make the playoffs. Jalen, they're 5.5 games away right now from making the playoffs. They don't have Ingram. They don't have Ball. The Kuzma's going to be out for at least a couple games. Like, they're going to fall further and further. They're not, oh, we lost the 82nd game and now we're not in the playoffs. Boo-hoo. We should have a couple ball bounces a different way. Like, this team is a lottery team, not a almost making the playoffs team. And that's what stings more than not just making the playoffs.
And that's what leaves a stain, because how many people it's a huge number that when they knew LeBron James was going to LA, bought season tickets, bought more merchandise, planned the Staples Center for a playoff run. I bet they were booking out dates, anticipating this team to make the playoffs. What about businesses in the surrounding areas? Nobody could have said they thought that the Clippers, that was being unbiased, that the Clippers would have a better record than the Lakers.
No, especially after the trade. When they traded Harris, it was like, oh, they probably don't even want to make the playoffs. Now this team is like, oh yeah, we're making the playoffs and we're going to go after the Warriors.
But for those who have been paying attention, that has been the case the last few seasons.
Oh yeah, even head to head.
Absolutely. So there will be a level of disappointment, because now this is where it gets ugly. Playing out the string when there's no end game.
LeBron James hasn't played a lot of meaningless games that weren't number 80, number 81, number 82. So they have a what do we do now thing going on, and LeBron addressed it after the game.
Makes sense for you to play the 42 minutes?
Well, I mean, that's a conversation that probably will be had between me and Luke. You know, you kind of look at the rest of the games and look at the percentages of what's going on here in the future, and see what makes more sense, you know, for not only me but for the team itself as well. I felt like this was definitely a game that we needed tonight for obvious reasons. There's a team that we were chasing. But at the end of the day, if you give everything to the game individually and you commit to the team and you feel like you're doing your job at the highest level that you can do, then you can sleep well at night.
He's not just a great basketball player, he's also very intelligent. And he chooses his words very wisely. And that's one thing I admire about him. And he says, well, look at the percentages and see what's best. Translate that for us.
0.1 percentage. He knows that they're not making the playoffs. He understands that he probably shouldn't play 42 minutes, but that goes back to what I just said. LeBron James doesn't want to be the only iconic MVP level player to play for the Lakers since Elgin Baylor and not win a championship, okay? Year one in the books is now becoming a disaster. So now for the people in purple and gold that really love the team, that have to watch these 15 or so remaining games, they're not going to be happy. And you know what else is going to happen? Now all of the people that were spray painting LeBron James murals because they were Kobe stans, now when you speak into a microphone and say, I want to play less, all that does is fan those flames.
The optics are bad. It's the right thing to do, but the optics are bad.